Man, what's going on? Everybody's fragged out, swagged out. You already know why I'm here. And if you're like me, you remember when BDK dropped Ambre Safrano. And when it did, I believe it was an exclusive. I remember wanting to get it, or at least smell it, but I think it was an exclusive to a store in Europe. I'm almost sure it was. Anyway, the point is that it's available in more stores now. You can get it at any place that sells BDK. And I finally got my hands on it over the 4th of July weekend, where I found a crazy sale. And you probably did too, because they were out there. All right, so I finally get the fragrance in my hands, and I'm a big fan of Amber. I'm a big fan of Saffron. So I really wanted to see what these do together. And the first thing that happened when I got it, I looked at the notes. Didn't do it before I bought it. Absolute blind buy. Just the name got my attention. Don't do that, by the way. Don't, you know what I mean? But I looked at the notes and I didn't see amber in the notes. I found that interesting. And if you break it down, you see the workaround through it. So we'll just start with the notes, right? In the top, you're going to get a saffron accord, black pepper oil from Madagascar, and a plum accord, which, by the way, the heart notes, you're going to get rose absolute from Turkey, Olibanum absolute, and black leather accord. And in the base notes, you're going to get Oakwood from France, Sandalwood oil, and vanilla bean extract from Madagascar, no less. So they really took the time to procure a lot of high value notes. So you're probably expecting an expensive fragrance at the end, or at least you'll be able to market it as such. So let's look at this fragrance on skin. By the way, this is the third time I've applied this already, not today, since I've gotten it, just to get an idea of what we're working with. I'm super pleased, first of all, with the atomizer, with the presentation as always, and just the fragrance, really. I love this, but also, like I said, I do love amber, I love saffron, and plum is in here that I was not expecting. Like maybe I knew it before, but I forgot. And when as soon as I saw it, like, this isn't be good. That plum, mwah, crazy. So before I even get busy with that reference point, this was bugging me when I first smelled it, because I was like, this reminds me of something. And Armani Privé has a fragrance called Ambre Eccentrico. Is this look familiar? This is the one. If you haven't smelled it, you should, because it's an awesome amber fragrance. It reminds me of this type of amber, not a clone, not identical, very similar, because I went to go grab it. It just, when I smelled it, I was like, I know what this is finally. This kind of amber, which is amazing, top-notch amber, and this kind of leather, Spirit of Dubai Maidan, a very smooth leather that you can pull off in the cooler weathers. Not aggressive, not too heavy, but you know that leather is absolutely there. Something like that. Okay, moving on. This fragrance, when it opens, you will get a very aggressive leather blast. Now that leather blast is going to be accompanied by that plum, which makes it so usable to me. I heard a couple of people say they couldn't take the opening because it was really harsh. It is a strong leather. However, that plum for me smooths it out. And the leather here, since a big part of the leather cord is going to be that saffron, without a doubt, the leather starts getting smoother. Instantly almost. Starts getting smoother. It doesn't become as leather forward. I remember initially feeling like this could have been leather Safrano. Like this felt like a leather fragrance with a little bit of amber saffron in the back. But it switches immediately. And you start picking up more of a powdery saffron and a nice syrupy amber that we're going to find as the fragrance develops. Although it doesn't say amber, and amber is an accord made up of other things, right? One of those things is that vanilla, just at the base, but makes itself very present in the opening. And also you have resins in amber, and this does have Olibanum absolute. And this combination of that saffron, that amber, and that vanilla works just, man, syrupy, sweet, slightly smoky, that allows you to blend well with that leather. Man, and that, man, I'm telling you, that vanilla, although, yes, we do identify that it is part of the amber core, but it does have its own special moment in here where you can smell that really dark black Madagascar leather, very sweet, very syrupy, not overwhelming though. It's not going to go into gourmand territory because again, it has those spices, it has some of that smokiness, it has a very subtle leather at this point by the time you get into the mid and into the dry down, that's really doable. It's not doing too much on the bad side, and that plum is still shining through and through. Now what you can expect from this fragrance as far as performance. Number one, it's just gonna last. Like, I don't know what it takes to take the fragrance off by natural cause. Like, just how many hours you take a shower, it leaves. Otherwise, it's on for hours and hours. You put it on clothes, it's going to stay. Projection, you can expect any fragrance that lasts that long and it has that many strong prominent notes. Yes, it does project. That leather is gonna move out the door initially, and when it starts dying down, that plumbed saffron vanilla concoction that stays in the background is going to exist in its same place just as far. That Olibanum gives it that extra level of kind of resinous, sweet, but kind of smoky on top of that smoothed out vanilla leather. Listen, this is an amazing fragrance. Can it be too strong for somebody? Yes. If you don't like leather at all, can you get away with saying, well, it has an animalic opening? Yeah, like, you know, I guess at a certain point, animalic is an individual term based on how you perceive it. Is it too strong for you and you want to call it animalic? Okay. But I really do think that if you're not an anti-leather person, then you will find something in this fragrance that you love. But if you love leather and you love ambers and you love saffron, whether it's part of a leather accord or saffron standing alone, you're going to love this fragrance. I just do think that that's a fact. However, if you are a female, I will say, I don't think this is a feminine leaning fragrance. Can you pull it off? Yes. Do I know females that can pull off pretty much any fragrance? Yes, of course. We have a lot of females in the community that will try different things, but I think this leans masculine. I see this on me more than a female. Does that plum allow it to lean kind of feminine? Yes. Like, could this smell good on a female? Yes. But also, like, I'm wearing it tonight, so just let me be great and rock this ambery, leathery plum. I love this. I really do love this. I found it at fragrancebuy.ca over the weekend with the crazy sales. So, but I'm sure they still have a great price for it. That's not a plug for them because I don't get anything I'm saying, but you might find it for a good price. Fingers crossed, right? If you like what you heard. So hopefully this was helpful to you if you've been on the fence about it, or even if you just wanted to find another good addition to your collection of the amber variety or saffron variety or leather, depending on how you look at it. If you enjoyed this content, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you watch these videos and you know you're gonna come back and watch more, but you haven't subscribed because there's just a little bit of hater in your heart, just go ahead and click the thing. And lastly, if you have enough of that hater in your heart still left over and you want to leave nasty comments, feel free. But if you want to leave good ones, also go ahead. If I missed anything, if you have an additional opinion that you think somebody should know about it, leave it in the comments. And if there's anything that I should respond to, I always do because I check all my comments. Thank you very much for watching. This is Fragged Out, Swagged Out, and I'm out.